Hi guys, how you doing? This is a vlog, obviously. Oh, wonky glasses going on here. Not something I do very often, and the reason I am doing one now is to let you know kind of what is going on in terms of my YouTube channel, the streaming, what's going to happen in the future, and I've dropped my pen. And basically why it's been a bit quiet. That's the only thing. But before I do that, I bought this when we were in Florida. It was on sale. It was cheap. It was 97 cents. And I couldn't resist it. But it just occurred to me the other day that I could do a very good impression of Ethan from H3. Take the glasses off. There you go. Let's pretend that never happened. Right. It has been a bit quiet. I apologise for that. But I will get on to why in a minute. But we do have stuff coming up. I have started a new series called Badge Introduces, where I will be doing sort of first looks at games. We did the culling already, and the Planet Coaster video has just come out this morning. I'm wearing my Planet Coaster t-shirt. Coaster ahead. So there were a couple more coming on that one. There's at least one more uploaded that's ready to go up, and it's basically like a review, preview. They're not all going to be, exclusive previews like the Coaster one is. They're going to be games that are already out, but things that probably don't necessarily warrant a Let's Play series straight off. I will definitely be playing more culling, for instance, probably on live streams, and there's potential there. If people say, "Oh yeah, I like the look of that," then I can do a series in the future, maybe. So there's that. I've got a box opening video that I need to edit, so that's going to be fun, and more real life things. I'm going to be making a couple of things. I'm going to be making this, which is a model kit. Just open that up. See, look, plastic things. But I'm not just going to be making that. That's fairly dull. I'm going to be modifying the bollocks out of it, basically. So I don't know how I'm going to do that one as yet. I haven't quite worked it out. We'll get back to that. Also, I'm going to be making this. Now, this... oops, we'll get on more to this at a later date, but I'll give you some clues. We've got some carbon fibre chassis. We've got some carbon fibre arms. This is a flight controller. You can't see that. That's a flight controller. And here are a lot. I mean, a lot. Well, the more than I expected, actually. A lot of propellers. So, yeah, basically this is going to be... let's have a look. There's actually instructions here. It's going to kind of look a bit like that. And then it's going to have lots of very powerful motors attached to it. And then eventually a camera. So pack it all. I'll pack it all back in the box later. So basically, I'm going to be assembling that. I've ordered loads of bits, and there's still bits coming with my motors, for instance. And so I'm going to be making a racing quad. It's going to be super light. I'm going to talk about building it, where to get the bits from, because I've been going around trying to get the best deal. I mean, you can go and buy one from a shop for several $100s, if not more, and I don't want to do that, so I'm sourcing them myself. I mean, for example, that frame, itself was $25, I think. It's carbon fibre, it's good shit. So I'll be talking about that, and then we'll go flying it. We'll do some footage of that, and then once I've got to the point where I know I'm flying it without crash, I'm used to doing radio control stuff. I used to do that a lot, but not flying. That's another whole axis of danger. And so once I got to the point where I know I'm going to be flying that without crashing it, I'll be putting in some FPV equipment. I'll put a couple of cameras. I've got a high res one for footage, and I've got a low light res one for screens. I'll be doing some FPV stuff, and then we can have footage from that as well. And again, you know, outside broadcast, as it's called in the trade. So that's fun. Looking forward to that. This, I'm not sure how I'm going to do this yet. I know some of the mods I'm going to do on it and stuff. And it is a fairly modded car anyway, as you can see. But this, we'll take out these plastic things and we'll put proper cable, proper tube in there. I'll put in brake lines in, using copper pipe and that sort of thing. Maybe cut it a bit. I was going to drop suspension, but I think it's... no, let's drop... We'll drop the suspension. We'll give it some stupid camber as well, maybe. Just generally fuck about with it. Now, I could do that here on my desk, which is convenient for recording, but less... less convenient for tuning. Or I could do it at my dad's workshop, where I can leave the camera set up for one, and it has lots more tools, and lots more lights actually. A little less comfortable, and a little less convenient when it comes to recording, because I'm going to have to go over there and that's a half-hour drive away. But yeah, talking to my father, let me tell you a story. When my dad was 16, 17, his dad took him somewhere, dropped him off in the car, in the van actually. And on the way back, his dad's car got shunted by a drunk driver and pushed him into the path of a bus, I believe. Massive head injuries, in a coma for a week. And basically back then, 50 odd years ago, there wasn't really the capacity to deal with that they have now, and so he eventually died. So I never met him. My dad's life kind of changed quite dramatically at that point. His dad, obviously the sole breadwinner of the house, as is usual in those days. They suddenly became. They turned from what was a fairly, comfortable-ish household to a very poor one. So he had to drop out of school. His dad's friends managed to get him an apprenticeship at Rolls-Royce. He thought it was going to be Rolls-Royce cars, but it was in fact Rolls-Royce aero engines, which was... actually superb, because you don't get much better engineering than that, really. And so he did an apprenticeship there, got some qualifications, whatever, and then went off and basically had the same job for his entire life. When I was young, I do remember him doing a Open University degree, and struggling through that. And my mum said, she used to come up in the evening with a cup of tea and he'd be asleep on the desk, Again, that's before people really used computers at home. So yeah, when she met him, he had pretty much the clothes he wore, and a motorbike. That was pretty much all he owned. And so over the years, he's saved up and, frugal, well, not frugal, but he's sensible with his money. And I've had a fairly decent life. We're not rich by any stretch of the imagination, but comfortable, I think. Never really wanted for anything too much. But it was his birthday mid-February, and the week or so before, he's having problems. Went to the doctor, got a CAT scan, and basically they said, you've got pancreatic cancer. and that was quite hard for my mother to deal with. And I was all very positive, cancer's not what it was, it's easy to get through these, well, not easy to get through, but it's better treatable. I mean, his mother died of breast cancer, apparently, and back then, there wasn't a great deal they could do about that, and now, most of them, fortunately, the cure rate on that is a lot better than it was. But pancreatic cancer, unfortunately, is one of those ones where by the time they start looking for it because you've got symptoms, it's too late. It's untreatable. The pancreas is, for those that aren't particularly biologically minded, sits behind or next to the stomach, and it provides stomachy things, but it's lots of big blood vessels around it, and it's quite hard to get to. Basically, too big. It's spread. It's a bit in the stomach. Anyway, this Friday just gone, we had a meeting with the nurses to decide what happens to him when he comes out of hospital. Last Sunday, in fact, well, midweek before last Sunday, his stomach was swelling up. It's blocked. And the doctor came round, and the doctor shipped him off to hospital. And Sunday, they did an operation to, fix that. Because he hadn't eaten for 5 days at that point. He was very weak, and they said there's a fairly high chance that he might not make it through the operation. Because he's so weak. So I think at that point we thought we probably lost him, but he got through that. Was considerably better. I mean, Sunday, that was hard. That was hard. I'd say we thought he was going. He was pretty much happy to go at that point as well. He was in a lot of pain, but to go through that, there's like 5 days recovery on that, so he's still in hospital at the moment. They're trying to sort of monitor he's on morphine thing, and they're trying to sort of monitor that to make sure he's getting the right dosage, which he's not at the moment. He's not happy about that. But yeah, we had this meeting to decide what happens, and basically we booked him into the hospice. So it's not been a good month, let's put it mildly. Now, I'm not saying this because I want sympathy. I'm not the first person to lose his father. I'm not even the first person I know in my circle of friends to lose their father this year. I'm saying this because I want you guys to know why videos have been quiet on my channel. I want you to know why I haven't been streaming as much as I've promised, and when I say I do want to stream and then don't, it's because I can't get into that happy place that I need to be in to stream. And I know Americans think I'm miserable because I'm not fucking singing and dancing all the fucking time, and they seem to have some mental problem with that. Generally, I'm a happy person, but I'm not right now. And last Thursday, for instance, I wanted to stream, and I got home, but I couldn't do it because I knew I had this meeting on Friday morning. And I wanted to stream last night, and I couldn't. And I'm sorry to those of you who are subscribed to me, because you've paid money for that, and I don't want to take that money and not give you anything in return. And I know a lot of you will say, don't worry, take your time, and I appreciate that, I really do. But I want you to know, and I think most people that are watching me regularly on stream already know this anyway. Probably not to the extent, but people know my father's ill. So basically, yeah, I'm just letting you know why shit is quiet. So there are videos coming. There's a UHC coming as well from my Patreon group, which would be great. They're brilliant. Take my mind off things. So yeah, that's where we stand. Shit ain't good. What can I say? But bear with me, and I will get stuff out as and when I can. Keep watching me on Twitch. No, not Twitch, Twitter. Keep following me on Twitter, and I do stream. I'm hoping to stream tonight, but I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. Thank you all for your support. And again, I know a lot of you will say, fine, take your time and stuff, and I appreciate that. And as I say, I'm not here looking for sympathy. I'm here to let you know what is going on. And as I say, most of my time currently is spent going and doing shit for my mother, basically. She spent 50 years looking after a man that she loves, and he looked after the house and the bills and everything like that. And fortunately, he's very organised, and we have had this, albeit short, warning. He's not been hit by a bus and suddenly vanished, so he has organised a lot of his stuff. She knows nothing about online bill payments and stuff like that, so I've got to do all that and deal with that and keep basically a level head while she gets upset at every single thing that happens. And at some point I shall have to deal with my loss and deal with her, which will be fun. My father, on the other hand, is... I said to his friend, it's a really good lesson in both seizing the day and how to deal with things. And I say seizing the day because his workshop, funny enough that we've been talking about here, it's at the back end of his garage, and it's a tiny little thing, and he's been working in there for 20 years. He repairs old clocks. That's his thing. And he's super into clocks, and he's super good at it. So he gets antique clocks from people, takes them apart, cleans them, fixes them, puts them back together and stuff. And he's been doing it in this little tiny workshop for decades, and he hates it. It's a shitty thing. And they were going to move, but they never did. And then last year they decided that they were going to get a conservatory built, and they were going to redo the patio because the back garden's just shitty. I've been there since I was 9. I'm 42 now, so they've been there quite a while. So they decided they were going to cut the patio back into the garden a bit more, level off the garden because it's got a stupid slope on it that makes it shit. And in the corner, he's going to put this big, new, expensive shed, and that was going to be wired up, and that was going to become his new workshop. He's really into his model building. He joined this model boat club and had a steam boat that he built that's just wowed everybody, and he won all the prizes for this, and then he became a model judge. He's bought this new. He sold that, and he's bought this new one that's like really fucking the best part of $2,000 just for the kit, and the kit is bits, and you have to finish the parts. It's not like a plastic kit. You have to finish the parts off. Some of them are cast, and you've got to clean them up and cut out wood and all that sort of stuff. And it's proper high level kit building. And again, that's another steam boat, and he's put all sorts of bits together for this. And he was saying to me last month, he's been looking forward to building this kit for, I think he's had it for 2 years, sitting there waiting for this shed to go up for this new workshop. And it's like, I've been waiting so long to build this kit, and I'm never going to get the chance to. And that's really sad for me, because he was really excited about doing that, and that's the thing that sort of really cut into me. So yeah, he kind of got this diagnosis and then got taken into hospital just as the builders turned up. So that's kind of shit as well, because now we've got this nice new conservatory on the back of the house. When I say conservatory, it's a pretty small glass house. And it's just going to be like a constant reminder of, hey, look, we started building this when you found out your husband's dying. So yes, my mother wants to look at tiles for the floor of that, and every time she talks about it, she starts crying. The shed, by the way, hasn't been built. He cancelled that. Fortunately, just in time. There's now a nice big space on the patio where we can put tables and chairs. So yeah, it's all pretty tragic. It's also quick. That's the scary thing. It's all so damn fast. And yeah, okay. You can talk about, you know, your total biscuits who have a terminal disease and they're young, and that is horrifically tragic too. And it's sad. You know, we went to Florida, and there were these people were talking about their 2-year-old children with leukemia and dying and stuff, and that's horrifically tragic. And the fact of the matter is, my dad is 72. You know, the operation he had last week was the first time he'd ever had general anaesthetic. Couldn't believe that. And so he's been lucky. You know, we've been lucky. We've never had serious injuries. As I said to my mother, he's been saving it all up for one use. And so, I'm aware of, in some ways, how lucky we have been. But at the end of the day, it doesn't make it any easier, does it? And it's something we all have to go through. Every single one of us is going to lose our parent at some point. Well, most of us are going to lose our parent at some point. And you just got to get on with it, really. But it sucks. And basically, as I say, that's why I am not making many videos at the moment, and I'm not live streaming so much at the moment. Please do bear with me, and I will be back, I promise. That went on a bit longer, bit of a rant, sorry. I don't want people to feel sad. Feel happy. I don't know why, but feel happy, please. Lots of good stuff coming. It's going to be great, I promise. Alright, thank you and take care. See you soon.